Hi everyone, this is Chris. Welcome to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts and review of Kingdom Hearts 3. I actually finished the game, the story, a few weeks ago, the Friday that it came out. But then for the last few weeks, I've been doing post-game stuff and really wanted to sort of collect my thoughts about the game because there's a whole lot to think about when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3. And finally, I'm ready to give my thoughts on the game. So sit back, relax, and I hope you all enjoy this review. So right off the bat, the best thing Kingdom Hearts 3 definitely has going for it is the visual presentation. The visual presentation in Kingdom Hearts 3 is absolutely phenomenal. The look of the worlds and the look of the cutscenes, the character models, all top notch. They really put a whole lot of detail and effort into making the game look great. And Kingdom Hearts has always had a great art style, but Kingdom Hearts 3 obviously takes things to another level, and it really pays off because everything in the game definitely looks very good. And speaking of the worlds, the world design for the Disney worlds in particular is great also. These Disney worlds are very big, lots of explorability, easy to get lost, and thankfully very non-linear. They definitely went with a sort of quality over quantity approach when it came to Disney worlds in this game because it is fewer than the worlds that we got in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. But thankfully they put a whole lot of effort into these worlds because there's a whole lot to do with them. The story of them for the most part is a good length, and we have a whole lot of fun in these Disney worlds when it comes to the detail and sort of the look, the fun that you have. The worlds that definitely stand out in particular are Toy Box and the Caribbean, because both of them offer a sort of different gameplay experience when it comes to the mech suits in Toy Box and then the ship battles in the Caribbean. All of that is good stuff. But even some of the little stuff, like you saw, the detail of the forest in the Kingdom of Corona is really good. And then when you start off in Olympus and you see how much bigger it is to its previous incarnations in the Kingdom Hearts series, all great stuff also. So the Disney worlds, I think the sort of quality over quantity approach ended up paying off pretty well. And speaking to the gameplay itself, the gameplay actually ends up being a surprisingly well-balanced, fun challenge. Now, what I will say is that from my perspective, I played it on Proud Mode, and for God's sakes, I think everyone should really play the game on Proud Mode. Veteran Kingdom Hearts players should definitely be playing on Proud Mode anyway, but I would say even for people that aren't as familiar with the series, Proud Mode isn't exactly the end-all, be-all, hardest difficulty that there is out there because there is no critical mode. And it's not as hard as previous Kingdom Hearts difficulties when it comes to Proud Mode, at least not as hard or not harder. So I would say that Proud Mode will definitely give you a more rewarding experience if you play on that difficulty. And just speaking to the gameplay, all the flash and all these good stuff you can do. Initially, it seemed like it might be a little much, but battles are chaotic enough to which I'm like, okay, all this stuff does end up being useful. And the good thing they do is that gameplay segments are broken up with, like I said, stuff like the ship battles in the Caribbean, or sort of flow motion sliding sections where you're shooting stuff while sliding on rails, and then the mech suits in the Toy Box world. They break up the gameplay enough to which I like, okay, it is rewarding, it is differentiating enough, and all the flash and visuals are beautiful, all the stuff that goes along with it. As long as all the cool new abilities that they give you with your Keyblade transformations, the best new feature they added is the ability to switch Keyblades on the fly with 3 at a time. So that stuff was really cool also to really give you more rewarding gameplay experience, and the Keyblade transformations themselves. That stuff was a whole lot of fun also. And that irreplaceable magical Kingdom Hearts feeling is still there. What I'm talking about is just teaming up, going with Sora, Donald, and Goofy again. Their friendship, all the fun you have with these characters is great, and all the great moments you have in these Disney worlds, whether it's meeting Woody and Buzz, seeing Elsa sing Let It Go, or helping Rapunzel see the world for the first time, flying with Baymax. All that stuff is so much fun and just puts a smile on your face. But then just talking about that Kingdom Hearts magic when it comes to the character moments for those characters we've seen throughout the series. And definitely the end game is where you get the most bang for your buck in terms of the payoffs of the stuff we've waited years to see. All that stuff by the time that you get to the end game and all the stuff is just coming at you. Great stuff to see also, and definitely makes the game worth it when you see all the stuff that Kingdom Hearts fans have waited years to see. Unfortunately, this is the part of the video where I now have to take off my Kingdom Hearts 3 pom-poms and talk about the stuff that largely disappointed me. You know, I am a big fan of the series, but there's no point of being a fan if you're just going to sort of blindly be loyal to something and not criticize it when it's, quite frankly, it needs to be criticized. And I talk about how the end game sort of delivers on all the sort of the story payoff stuff we've all wanted to see. Unfortunately, largely the story is what mainly kind of disappointed me about Kingdom Hearts 3. When when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, obviously gameplay and story are the most important elements to me. And the story in this one disappointed me largely because it didn't feel big enough. Kingdom Hearts 3 should have been like the Infinity War of the Kingdom Hearts series, where Infinity War feels like the biggest of all the Marvel films because there's so many elements coming towards it. And obviously, you get a whole lot of elements in Kingdom Hearts 3 coming, all the story elements from the previous series. But the story, in large part, didn't feel expansive enough. To be honest, it didn't even feel bigger than Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2's story feels big, with the whole thing of starting off as Roxas, journeying then to all of these Disney worlds, the battle at Hollow Bastion in the middle, and the whole endgame scenario at the world that never was. That game story felt big. This one didn't feel big, largely because there really wasn't a whole lot of original world story content going on prior to the final levels that take place in this game. Not a whole lot going on. Like, there's no scenario like the Thousand Heartless battle in the middle of Kingdom Hearts 2. Nothing like that story wise when you're like, okay, here we go. And largely I think it needed like more meat on it, like another playable character or something like that. Something to add more depth to the story, because the depth of the story when it comes to sort of the ins and outs and feeling expansive just was not there, unfortunately. The game and story, quite frankly, needed to have more stuff in the middle to feel like a more complete experience, and not just save all of your stuff to the end, because that end does deliver. But I just would have liked to have seen more stuff spread out in terms of more scenarios, more depth in original worlds. And speaking to original worlds and not feeling big enough, the original worlds that you get in this one, not all that great, because the main one that you get prior to your final level, Twilight Town, yikes. Despite all that detail, when we got so excited for the look, really disappointing, because you are restricted to two areas, the Tram Common and that whole Mansion Woods area. And that is really disappointing considering how big Twilight Town is in Kingdom Hearts 2. All those areas that we know are there, just limited off. And then also stuff that's missing, just like Radiant Garden. Who would have thought years ago, like in 2013, we would have said, hey, yo, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to come out, but it's not going to have Radiant Garden, which has been a staple in the Kingdom Hearts series and a true staple in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, obviously. Stuff like that that's missing really makes Kingdom Hearts 3 sort of feel like an incomplete experience. And other stuff that disappointed me was Kairi. I thought this was going to be her time to shine. I was fine with her roles in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. She's obviously hasn't had a big role since Kingdom Hearts 2, but Kingdom Hearts 3, her getting her own Keyblade, I thought she was going to have a whole lot of time to shine in this. No, largely no. And sort of what happens to her endgame sort of disappointed me also. I sort of rolled my eyes when it happens. No spoilers here, but for people that have seen it, y'all know what happens. And I was like, oh, really? We're going to go with this again? So that disappointed me also. By the end of the game, I was like, man, this game needs some DLC badly in order to feel like that full Kingdom Hearts 3 experience that we all wanted. Similar to how sort of Kingdom Hearts 2 needed the final mixed version in order to be the best Kingdom Hearts game. Because the original Kingdom Hearts 2, the vanilla version, definitely not the best Kingdom Hearts game in my opinion. But when you see all the stuff they added in the final mixed version, that's like, okay, now that's the best Kingdom Hearts game right there. I'm hoping a similar situation can happen with Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I've done a whole lot of bad talking about the game these last few minutes, but I definitely did really enjoy this game, man. Like I said, by the time you get to the end game levels and we're getting all the stuff that we wanted to see, the payoffs, the emotion, those boss battles, that stuff really was great and definitely put a smile on my face and felt like, okay, my fandom is being rewarded right here. And there's a whole lot of stuff to do post game also. Maybe not as much as Kingdom Hearts 2 or even maybe Kingdom Hearts 1, but definitely still a lot of fun and a whole lot of explorability and fun to do post game. And surprisingly, a whole lot of good setups for stuff to come later on in the series with Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever installments come in between. So in the end, I'm going to end up giving Kingdom Hearts 3 an 8 out of 10. Definitely really enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 3, a whole lot of fun to be had. But in the end, I was kind of like, needs DLC in order to feel like that full Kingdom Hearts experience and meet people's expectations that they did have for the game, or at least come close to people's realistic expectations that they did have for this game. So in the end, that's my review for Kingdom Hearts 3. It's always important to be honest with your reviews for things, even though you are a fan of them. You shouldn't just be blindly loyal. You should be afraid to criticize when criticism is needed. So that's my review for Kingdom Hearts 3. Hope y'all enjoyed this review, and I will see y'all around with another video.